Welcome back. So now that we have talked a little bit about web security, I'm going to just cover quickly how to use WordFence security. So I already have this installed. You can just go to your plugins page, search up WordFence, and you will get it. So when you first install it, it'll bring you to this page and it says, to get started, tell us where WordFence should send you alerts. So here, put your most active email or your work email or something where it's associated with your career or your work. So somewhere where you're bound to notice things. So usually you just put this on your personal email, and this pretty much will just alert you if anything's going wrong on your website. So if there's any sort of attack or if something's gone wrong. So you just want to put your email there, and that's it. So I'm just going to put the same email I used for my admin. So my admin email, this is my email, and just put in your email there and everything will work fine. So after that, by clicking continue, you agree to our terms and privacy, blah, blah, blah. You can put, this is pretty much normal with any sort of acceptance. So just do that, click continue, and it will go. And you can also enter your premium license key if you want to buy it, but we're just going to use the free version for now. So we're going to click no thanks. All right, so I'm back to the plugins page. Now we're just going to head over to WordFence and check out our dashboard. So here is just going to give you some status updates about what's going. You can see we've already put this in, so you don't need to put that. I'm just going to close off. So you can see here that we have a few things. It says this is your dashboard. There's just a few things that you can do. So here is just some general features, and this graph shows you some attacks or just some general features about WordFence and what it's protecting. So don't worry, this is not just your website. This is WordFence websites and all websites with WordFence installed on it. You can see in pretty much 1 hour it blocks 785,000 attacks. That's a lot. So you can see that it is much more common than you think. But you get the idea. So there we go. We have everything set up there. The dashboard, we don't really need to use it. There's not much we can see here. Let's go over to the firewall. So the firewall, there's a lot of cool features that we're going to have to use. So we're just going to close off this tour because I'm going to explain everything here. So web application firewall, currently in learning mode. So one thing I need to talk about is why is it in learning mode? It says that, well, pretty much what this means is that this is an artificial intelligence. This is a machine learning software. It's not hard coded. So it will learn from previous attacks and other things and through the WordFence database. So it looks at all the attacks and studies it, and the machine learning program, which is the firewall, builds its database, builds the patterns that it needs to study, and eventually will be good. So that's what it means by learning mode. So we also have these other things. You can see that these two are learning mode. Blocks requests from known malicious IPs. So pretty much known malicious IPs. This pretty much every computer has an IP, and if it notices that there's some IP that has a lot of attacks, it will blacklist that one, and if there's any requests from there, it will block the request. So there we go. There's a few things we have here, and again, we have that total attacks blocked. Now let's go over to scan. So here on scan, we have a few things as well. We're going to close off there. And what this does is it allows us to scan our website for issues. So these are just pretty basic issues. There's nothing serious. This is just some upgrading issues, but we don't need those. So you can just click on ignore, or if you want to view it more, you can just click on details. We're going to click on ignore for all of these now. Let's go there. There we go. So also if you want to view your ignored results, you can just go here to this tab and you can view it. But there's a few other features I want to cover. So you can just click here to start a new scan. And what this is going to do is just check your entire website. Now I recommend doing this maybe once a week, depending on how big your website is. If it's a little bit big, you can do this once every other week. Just make sure you do this just frequently so that you can check if there's anything wrong, because the WordFence doesn't catch everything, and it's good to still scan just to see if there's any problems. So there we go. Let's go over to tools now. So there's a range of tools that we can use, but most of this is locked by premium. Let's go over to live traffic and see what we can do here. It says live traffic defaults to a summary view. But pretty much this just shows all of your traffic or hits. So this is a term that's commonly used. This is pretty much just everything or everyone that's visited your website. It shows just some basic features, their IP, the time they visited it, and it also can filter between if it's a bot or a human. So this is good for analysis of your website to maybe see if someone's inflating your traffic. Comment spam filter. So we already have Axiomet enabled and we learned how to use that, but there's still some filter options that we can use. So hold anonymous comments using member emails for moderation. So we're just going to keep that on. Filter comments for malware and phishing URLs. You always want to keep that on because sometimes there are bots that go and spam these hacked URLs, which will grab your information. So you want to keep that on. Fortunately, we don't have that enabled, so we can't do that. Who is lookup? So pretty much this allows us to gather some information on the hits or traffic or anyone to see if maybe they're a little bit suspicious. So you can see that whether you want. And it also gives you a diagnostics tab. So you can see all of the settings of different parts of your website. So MySQL, which is the database, if you didn't know that, you're the WordFence status and some other things. So your themes, your plugins, whatever you want. Then we have our options here, so we can just change these options to whatever we want, but I'm not going to go over them for now because most of them we have covered already here. So that's it. WordFence, is very simple. We don't really need to set it up. It's just always on and working. And remember, you can see that that went up from 30% to 48%. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We have covered WordFence, and just installing this and making sure to scan every once in a while, you will keep your website safe. All right, let's move on to the next website.